video grabbed your attention, it's probably because of one of two things. You recently got a guitar and decided, I'm going to learn how to play this thing. Or you maybe have recently begun to notice people playing guitar more and more, and you started to think, I love the guitar and I wish I knew how to play it. Well, maybe you've already started, or you've tried to start, but you found that it looks way easier than it really is. Well, I know exactly how you feel. My name is Michael Lipsmeyer. I wasn't one of the fortunate kids whose parents bought them guitar lessons as a kid. I was out of high school when I started, and most musicians that I meet nowadays have been playing since they were kids, and they were out playing live in bars and restaurants before I had even played my first G chord. If I had the choice, I would definitely go back and start playing as a kid. Then I could be jamming in the restaurants and bars in my late teens and early 20s and using my skills to impress all the ladies. Life would be grand. But unfortunately, that option is not on the table. I started as an adult, and I know as an adult it's hard. Kids have time to do whatever they enjoy and spend hours doing it, and we adults understand that bills don't pay themselves. Although, when I did start playing, I still lived at my parents' house, so I had some extra time for a while. However, my dad's work was a little slow at one point, and we didn't want to lose our house, so my siblings and I had jobs, and we would help pay the mortgage, which was an outrageous amount of money, but it did put a nice little dent in my $100 a week paycheck, and it still took up some time. I bought my first guitar for $100 off eBay. I started learning by reading internet articles, which this is back in the dial-up modem days. YouTube wasn't around, and if it had been, I imagine it would have been pretty slow to watch a 2-minute video on dial-up modem speed. I slowly started navigating through this thing we call guitar, and it took a lot of time. There was nothing fast about it. Eventually I decided that I needed lessons, which I paid for myself, another big chunk out of my little bitty paycheck. But I didn't know what else to do other than play chords. Chords were a great start, but if you wanted to be good, and I definitely did, I knew there was way more to it than that. So I found a teacher. Now, lessons were great in a really big way. They helped me move forward when I was stuck. My teacher brought a lot of clarity when I had questions. He taught me and showed me things that I would have never even thought to ask about, which sped up my learning tremendously. But at the same time, lessons were not so good in another way. Many things that my teacher would show me would be so far out of my reach that I felt I needed to take a break from lessons in order to catch up. I felt that I needed to stop lessons, practice for a while until I could do it, and then come back and take some more lessons. Well, the bad thing was, those things were so far beyond my skill that I would never catch up. No matter how much I practiced something, I just wasn't capable of getting it. All that time I spent practicing something I would never be able to do without the right fundamentals in place. I wasted a lot of time on things like that. So instead of telling me that some things I shouldn't worry about at this stage in the game, there are a lot of gaps we should fill beforehand, he would say, yeah, go for it. Well, encouragement is great, but helping me get there would have been quite a bit better. My teacher had been playing for 30 years and had a hard time getting down to the beginner level, which was where I was. There was never any stepping stones for raising the skill. It was just instructions like, here's how to play this, or here's how to play that. Well, I started also buying videos, which were great in a way and not so good in a way. There was so much crammed into videos that I just couldn't follow it. Nothing was step by step. It was, again, instructions like, this is how you do this. Well, this was way too much for me to handle all at once. I couldn't do this. And I'm thinking, can you break this down to an easier level, step by step? I would get books, which again were great in a way and bad in a way. There was more knowledge, but without the ability to apply it. I would find myself stuck over and over again. Well, over time, here and there, different teachers, different methods, I made my way through the maze of learning guitar. Years later, I'm a full-time musician and I'm a good player now, which is fantastic. But something that makes me sick is when I see a little 8-year-old on YouTube shredding it up. Why? Because I know it took me way longer than that to get to that same level. Some cases I find that I'm still not at that level. It was hard for me. I was just a regular guy. I loved guitar, but I wasn't blessed with all that natural ability. Granted, I may have had more than some people, but I had much less than others as well. I was somewhere smack dab in the middle. But my love for music and playing kept me in the game. So now I look at my life and I believe it's exactly where I should have been. This is exactly my path. And you maybe wonder, why do I say this? Because there are people like you out there, people who are staring down the same hard path, wanting so badly to go down it, and wanting to take the journey, but are still wondering what to do, how to do it. Thinking, I would love for someone just to reach out and help me do this. There are people out there who need someone who can help them bridge that giant gap between them and the destination of being able to play guitar. Someone who can say, I know where you are, I know where you're going, come on, it's this way. Here's what you're going to do. Someone who's helped hundreds of others do exactly what you're wanting to do. You know how awesome it would be if you could just play a few songs. You probably even thought exactly those thoughts many times before. Well, my road has been a lot of hard work and taken years and years. But when I look back, I can see how if I had done it like this, I could have saved all this time. Or if I'd have done it like that, I would have cut out all this trouble. I know the struggle. I went through it. I know the way through it. It was tough, but I will say this. It's worth every single bit. It'll be worth every single bit for you as well. I wouldn't trade this skill for any other skill on earth. It's mine, and it's mine to keep for life. And it can be yours to keep as well. Playing guitar is one of the most fulfilling things you can do. If you look at any musician performing on stage, you'll see it all over their face. Every time they get up there, they're having the time of their life. And as I became better, the more and more fun it became. Well, somewhere in there, I started helping others learn, and I found that I was pretty damn good at it. I was good at it because I knew exactly what a student was going through. I had went through it already. And I still do go through it on a different level. I also remember what I was thinking. I wish someone could show me step by step what to work on in order to get from here to here. Does this sound like you at all? Well, do yourself a favor. If that sounds like you, you're going to save tons of time and tons of frustration. I put my whole beginner program called 90 Day Guitar online for people just like you. People who don't have time to search YouTube for hours and hours trying to figure out what to do next. People who don't have time to bounce from tab to tab, from video to video, for something that will help them raise their skill to the next notch. Will you be a pro in 90 days? No. I won't lie to you and tell you that you will. Learning guitar takes a lot of time and a lot of work. And the better you want to be, the more time it takes. But you will have every single thing you'll need to take your skill from zero to playing many of your favorite songs. And how awesome is that? In 90 days, you could be in the same place you are right now thinking, it sure would be cool if I could play guitar. Or, in 90 days, you could be playing some of your favorite songs. This is probably the easiest choice you've ever had to make in your life. Buying your guitar was probably more difficult than that. You'll not have to wonder if you're doing what you should be doing, or if what you're playing is right, or if it's something that's going to be beneficial to you getting better. You won't have to wonder or search what to do next. You'll have every single thing mapped out for you, step by step, week by week, instructions, tutorials, print-ups, exercises, along with practice and play-along videos that are built to help make sure you're playing correctly and in time and in rhythm. You're going to have speed-building exercises created to push you further than you would on your own, just like a personal trainer would. All this is designed and placed strategically for each level so that you can manage the steps and still be challenged enough to move forward week by week. You're going to have loads of tips and tricks, all given at opportune times so as not to bombard you with tons of information that you're going to forget in a week. You're going to like it. It's guaranteed. All for about $1 a day. You won't have to waste any more time trying to navigate this journey alone. The time you waste searching the masses of free information online will be far more costly than 90 Day Guitar. If you're an adult, if you work, if you value your time, this is your golden ticket. the most effective guitar lessons you can take on your own time without having to travel to a teacher, who may not be that wonderful of a teacher to begin with, and who's also going to charge you about $1 a minute. My rate is actually a little more than $1 a minute, and you're going to grow faster than you ever would using any other method. So click the link below, sign up for 90 Day Guitar. This is your time. Don't wait any longer. This is a crazy awesome deal for what you're going to be getting. I won't keep it priced this low forever. It will go up. Don't waste any more time sitting in one place. Let's get rolling together. You'll be glad you did, I promise.